What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Viva Los Bills, aka Buffalo Will. Joined as always by the man, cousin Vinny.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome everybody, whoever's watching us on Zingle TV, on our Facebook group, on Blackjack TV. What's up, everybody? As always, hey, leave your name, your comments, join us, put whatever you want. We'll answer, we'll put it out there, unless I don't like it. But usually I put everything out there, so it doesn't matter. So,
Hey, we don't discriminate. If we don't like it, we'll still put it up.
yep, we put it up. Doesn't matter. Just interact. We'll go from there. Vinny, how's it going, boss?
Man, doing good, doing good. Excited. Good things in practice this week. Finally, guys put on the pads. A couple guys stepping up. Tonight's a Hall of Fame game. Couple weeks for the first preseason game in 2 years. A lot going on, man. A lot going on, but I'm excited.
It's weird. Yeah, it's a little weird because once the preseason practice starts or camp starts, like the Hall of Fame games right away. It's quick, so it's like, oh, there's a game already. It was pretty fast. Yep. And like we know, the Bills games will be shown on NFL Network, which is cool. And I guess they'll see it up there in Buffalo. But you in Florida and me over here in Jersey probably won't see it.
I'll subscribe. So I'm gonna get the NFL Network.
I'm gonna have to find a way.
We used to be able to stream it.
That's right.
But I don't know about that anymore. So I might have to actually shell out of pocket this time. So
we'll see.
I don't mind. Too. I don't mind.
Well, so you're big time. You're big time. But as always, my son was busting my chops today because he was watching the show, and he's like, I was actually barbecuing earlier, cooking our dinner, and I had one of the beers from like 2 shows ago, and my fiance tasted it. She's like, "Oh my god, this is horrible." And then he's like, "Yeah, well, I was watching Viva Los Bills, and they were describing it as a little fruity, this and this and that." So he's like, "I was looking for Bill stuff, man." But anyway, as most of you know, we crack a beer. Last year we started this. If the Bills won, we celebrated with a beer. Vinny had the idea of like, hey, we describe the beer we have, of new beer, new whatever, every week. So
an alcoholic beverage of your preference.
Yes. So you know what? You could kick it off today, Vinny. So go ahead.
I got a couple different ones. I got a good old fashioned Corona. I did this one a couple weeks ago, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Now I'm tossed up between 2 of them. Can I do a 2-for-1 today?
It depends. That's how much you want to drink. I don't know.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna stick with one. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with one because this is actually a Bud Light Platinum Seltzer Citrus. Look at that right there, though, man. Look at that right there. 8%. I suggest you don't drink any. I suggest you don't drink any of these before, while you're tailgating before the game, because this is like a celebratory game, drink. This is for after the game. Because if you drink 2 or 3 of these before the game, you might not even be able to watch the game. But here goes. Bud Light Platinum Seltzer Citrus. Hard seltzer, 8% volume, alcohol. Let's see. Smells good.
All right.
Yeah, I can mess with this, bro.
It's good.
Yeah, man. Compared to all them past couple weeks with those brown lagers and the cigar one and all, it's
refreshing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I could picture myself being down here in Florida. I could picture myself next to a pool or by the beach. It's got that citrusy, exactly what it says, citrus. It got a lemony lime flavor, a little bit of fizz in it. For being 8%, you really don't taste the alcohol, to be honest with you. So that could be a dangerous thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are the dangerous ones.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I give it a 4.7, man. I really like this one.
Ooh,
yeah. I like it. I like it. 4.7. Yes, sir. But there goes again. Bud Light Platinum Seltzer, 8% volume. It's really refreshing. Just got to be careful. It's made with agave. So for those health freaks that don't want a lot of sugar, it's got agave in it.
That's good.
4.7. That's it.
I'm gonna have to try it. So I went to the liquor store the other day. I wanted some bourbon. I got some bourbon, so I was like, "Oh, let me go grab a beer for the show." And I found this beer. By the way, it's elected as the best beer in the world. What
What? What?
it
What?
is
What?
called Delirium, right?
Okay.
Delirium, made by Tremens. Uh, it
Man,
is.
it got a
A,
pink elephant, so it got to have a lot of alcohol in there.
it's a Belgian ale. So
Mm.
let's see. It's 8.5 alcohol per volume. So
That's strong, bro.
the cans come in a pint. Okay, this beer cost $6. $6 for
I could probably
one.
get a 6 pack of these for $6.
Probably. Now I don't know. In Jersey, some of the prices are a little higher. So I was like, dude, do you have a 6 pack of this or whatever? He's like, no, they come in 4 packs. And I was like, all right, where are they? He's like, over there in this aisle. I'm like, okay. For 4 pack. They wanted
$25.
$19. $19. So I was like, you know, I'm just
Man.
gonna take one just in case I don't like it. But they have it on here. Elected the best beer in the world. So
Hey, let me see a picture. Man, that got a pink elephant on it, so you know it's dangerous.
8.5. And
Yeah.
as you can see it there, where is it? Okay. Bam. Elected as the best beer in the world.
Man,
So
I'm curious.
cheers. Cheers to the Bills fans. Cheers to the
Salute.
Bills. To Viva those Bills fans. And here we go. Ah, let's try this. Pinky up. $6 beer.
Pick
$6.
you up. Yeah, yeah, high dollar. High dollar beer. Is it
Let's
like
try another
okay? Being that it's Belgium, is it sort of like a shock top? Describe it for me. I want to hear what it tastes like.
one. I don't know. I
Oh
think
Lord.
I think it's I think it's elephant piss in here. No, pink elephant. No,
Well, it got 8.5 alcohol content, so you're probably tasting a lot of the alcohol rather than the beer itself.
I don't know. No, it's not. It's like a weird flavor. I don't know.
Are you
maybe,
sure you didn't drink a couple of them before the show?
no, I did not. This is from Belgian family brewers, but no, it doesn't
What
even.
is it like? But describe. Is it like a Corona? Is it like a
No,
Heineken? Is it like a
no,
dark
it's
beer?
not.
Is it like a
I was gonna say ale, duh, but maybe like a shock top ale, something like that.
That's what I figured. Like a Belgian ale is usually like a shop top or a Blue Moon. I like them. I like those type of beers.
Man, I don't know. World's best beer. I don't know. I don't even know how to say, how to describe this. I
What
would
number
like.
you give it? What number you give it then? Let's just cut to the chase. You can't describe the beer. Other than that, it's not. It doesn't look like it's really tasteful by the way you're describing it. You got the sour puss face. You got the elephant piss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what
I
number
don't
you
know.
get?
I don't even know. It's got me all messed up. I'd say 3.5 or 3. I don't know if I would drink this
Wow.
again.
Okay, that's
Being
fair
the
enough.
world, being the world's best beer. I don't know. I don't know. It's got me
Fair
feeling
enough,
away
man.
already. Woo! All right, let's get
8.5 is a
to
lot of
stuff.
alcohol content.
It is, but I think I'd rather switch with you the way you're describing that one and me
This
drinking this.
good, bro. This good stuff. I like it.
This is confusing stuff. It's so good. The world's best beer is so confusing. I don't know what to do with myself. Some quick news. Brady end up saying, I don't know if you saw the tweet, NFL players are, quotes, ignorant after seeing franchise revenues rise while the salary cap fell 20%.
Hmm.
Now, we saw that last year. They came up, they raised it back up this year. The players Association and the NFL agreed on a 208.2 million salary cap season for 2022. But with the whole COVID crap, we're at 182.5. So hopefully we'll see an increase next year. Because if it's a small increase and you got guys like Brady seeing this could lead to trouble down the line.
Yep.
The players aren't going to be happy with it.
Absolutely.
Kind of stinks because you know what? The Bills got to sign a lot of these guys, man. And if you're over here making buku bucks as a team, hey, you got to pay out for quality. You want those good players. You got to raise that
Man,
cap.
they're making money. Even though, look at the attendance of last year. There was hardly any attendance other than the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now, I believe during this week, the Bills at one of the practices they had over 15,000 people in attendance at a Bills practice. So, I mean, it's gonna be unbelievable those home games. Just I'm speaking about upon the Bills, but everybody's excited that football's back. I know the COVID stuff and the Delta and all this other stuff's coming back, so I don't know how it's gonna affect the attendance in the upcoming months. But as of right now, like I said, Tuesday or Monday there was 15,000 in attendance at a Buffalo Bills practice. So
that's
if
crazy.
that trend continues, it'll be packed house every single home game, which is going to create revenue and hopefully we're going to get into more news, but hopefully they won't take it down to Houston. Austin, the Bills.
Yeah.
So.
Very true. Like you said, a lot of the teams, only a few teams were allowing full capacity last year, or pretty much almost full. And that was what? Cowboys, Kansas City, I think, and Tennessee or something like that. It wasn't many. But the money's there, and the money revenue that they received for that new NFL TV contract, that's where a lot of this money is coming from. That's not even counting, like you said, butts in the seats and all the merchandise and all that crap. This is just from the NFL contract, TV contract.
Yes,
So, he's smart. He's one of those smart players who's been around for a long time. You have some of these players are always keeping an eye on it and be like, hey, we need money too. You get some of the rookies that don't know the deal yet, and they're like, huh, whatever. But these older players who've been around for a while, they know what's going on. They want their money. Talk about money. They ended up putting out the top 5. Well, they went even more than that, top 10. But I only have the top 5 most valuable NFL franchises. Some surprised me a little in the top 5. We all know the Cowboys are number 1.
Dallas. Yeah.
They've been number 1 for the longest time. Number 2, I was surprised, but not really because they ended up winning all these Super Bowls. The Pats, number 3. Oh, let me say, Cowboys are number 1 at $6.5 billion, and they're over here trying to, skim off the cap. Come on, stop it now. The Pats, $5 billion at number 2. Number 3, the New York Giants at $4.85 billion. Number 4 was a little. Well, Giants, I know, were always up there. They're one of the oldest teams. This one surprised me. Number 4, the Rams at $4.8 billion. So I was surprised with the Rams. And at number 5, Washington football team at $4.2 billion. And one team that wasn't even in the top 10, I was surprised because they're like always top up there in merchandise. Miami Dolphins. They weren't even in the top 10.
Oh, wow.
The Raiders weren't in the top 10. The Jets were in the top 10. And we all know the Bills aren't going to be in the top 10.
Small market.
Small market, even though there's fans all around the country and you got them worldwide too, but small market for the Bills. They're not in the top, I don't know, not top 10, no. So you see these numbers come out and you're a player and you're seeing, why we're scrapping at 180. You're still making crazy billions of dollars. Well, I mean, that's what it's worth. Not saying that's what they're making every year, but it's got to be a pretty penny that they're making profit wise. Pay these guys. Stop being cheap.
Yeah, especially now we're gonna get some good attendance, so the revenue is gonna definitely come up.
Yeah,
so
they need to. If they agreed on a salary cap, where was it? Of what did I say? 208 for 2022. They should be close to 200 million, next year. Unless they're like, nah, we can't do it. You still have to be like say 195, 190. They got to get up there. Those need some signings. Anyway, some good news for our buddy who hasn't been commenting in a while, Kirk Cousins. He was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list, but he's back on the field now. He's been cleared, and by the way, he's unvaccinated. I didn't know that, so he's unvaccinated, but he's back on the field, slinging the rock. So good for Kirk.
That's why he's been busy. He hasn't been able to get on the show.
That's what he should have been. If he was in isolation, he should have been hitting us up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's sleeping over there. We're gonna have to wake him up. Kurt, man, where you been? Where you been? Some other news real quick. Cincinnati's Joe Burrow. He's struggling in camp. Got people like, what's going on with this kid? Sophomore slumps. Is he a sophomore this year? No, he's not a sophomore, right? This is his third year coming up. Shouldn't be struggling in camp. But again, it's camp. Can't go off game. It's camp. But still, you're looking bad.
You can't. That's like a preseason game. Look. I mean, it does let you know how crisp you are and everything. I mean, if you want to go that route, look what they're talking about Tua. Everybody's like salivating over Tua. He went on 11-11. He went no interceptions. He's throwing the ball deep. I'm like, so what? There's no pressure. You ain't gonna have a Jerry Hughes. You ain't gonna have a coming at you. You're gonna have a AJ Epinesa coming at you. It's a totally different ballgame. I mean, I don't know. It's just such a weird dynamic, man. I know it's practice. But
we're not talking about the game.
We're not talking about the game. We're talking about practice. I know. So I'm like, I got a whole bunch of Miami friends that you're like, oh yeah, he's doing a lot better. I'm like, man, it's practice. He's throwing the ball deep. I was like, it's practice. I know last year we only seen a lot of little slants and bubble screens, and I didn't really get to see his arm. I mean, you talked about it, but they're saying he's throwing the ball deep, crisp now, but it's practice. So we'll see. We'll see how it translates in the game. But these guys are already talking about they're going to win the AFC East and whatnot. I mean, there's a couple of people I know. I'm going to leave them nameless. But they definitely – Miami Dolphins fans, everybody got high expectations this year. You know what I'm saying, in the AFCs. Even the Jets. But I can't see the Jets winning more than 5-6 games. I think our trouble is going to be New England. I think if Cam gets into that form that when he was MVP form, which I doubt he'll be to get to that again, but if he can actually not lose their games, I think they'll be a contender for the AFCs. Miami, I think they need another year or two when they get their drafts in a couple years and rebuild, with the young guys. I think I give them another 2-3 years. But as of right now, I think the threat for the Bills repeating the AFC championship is New England Patriots.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's who it would be. Let me say real quick here, my buddy Chris Kamick, if it's not on this one, send a little kissy face to us. What up, Chris? How
Thank
you doing?
Chris.
Yeah, I can't put that out. Another one, it says Facebook user, but it's actually Johanna saying very nice. So thanks for hitting us up, Johanna. I got another clown here, but I guess he's trying to sell something here. He's trying to sell. Look at bam. Want to become famous? Buy followers, prime viewers on bigfollows.com. Stop it, man. But I put it out for you. You got your second. But stop
he got his
man.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, you got your plug there. That's funny. Listen, it's practice, but I mean, it's his third year. He shouldn't be struggling and whatever. And going back to Tua, I guess they forgot about him throwing 5 interceptions in practice. So anything above 5 interceptions is an improvement. As long as he throws some of those picks when he plays the Bills, we'll be all right. And they've made a few. They had players on the COVID list, and they've taken them off. So good for them. Good for the players getting back onto the field. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the video of Jameis Winston trying to run through the gauntlet drill?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, I wish I had it. But this guy, you have the running backs, another guy's running straight through the gauntlet. Jameis barely got through it. He struggled. He
Really?
took off, ran. He's like, boom, boom. I had a fight to get out. It's all over like Instagram or Twitter, and
I
people
did
are
not see
tearing
that.
him up, tearing him up. So, hey, listen, he doesn't have to run like a running back. He just needs to throw the ball and get the ball down the field. So, people were taking shots, beating him up a little,
That's
but
funny.
it is what it is. You got to run through those damn things.
The
This
caption
guy,
for it says Jameis Winston nearly loses his head. I can't
oh,
wait
you
to
saw
see it, man. Yeah,
it? He barely got through it.
that's a,
Barely got through it.
wow.
This guy, whoop, boom, there it is. Matt Barkley, ex Buffalo Bill, finds a new home. He signs with the Tennessee Titans, so good for him.
Mm.
Hopefully, he'll make the team as a backup or something. You know, he was a good backup in Buffalo. He's quiet, knew his role, and he was good with Josh. Helped him out some,
Yes,
you know.
sir.
So can't hate on the guy. I'm glad they ended up. He found a home, or at least
He lit
hopefully,
up Miami. He lit up
yeah,
Miami at the last game of the season. So
yeah. He came in,
there's
looked good,
potential.
really good.
I liked him. I liked him.
Yeah,
Like good guy. I thought he was a great player. So good luck to him over there.
yeah, I like him. Some Bills made some moves. Before we keep going, Jesus, I can't speak. I think it's just the world's greatest beer is jacking me up here. The Bills signed Bug Howard, tight end undrafted in 2017 out of North Carolina. He also spent some time, but never really saw action with the Colts, Browns, Panthers, Broncos, and Jaguars. So, you know, this is more of a depth trying to thing, trying to see if he could cut the squad. I don't know if
What
he'll
is
make
it? Do you
it.
think they picked him up because Reggie Gilliam moved to fullback again? That's why they need another tight end. You think for
Maybe
competition?
they officially moved him to fullback.
Yeah.
See, they must have been watching the show and listening that say, "Hey, we need a fullback. You need a fullback to
For
open
sure.
up
For
some of the
sure.
lanes." And the
For
good
sure.
thing, if they do it, they know Reggie could run a route. He's got some hands. He could catch the
And
ball,
hands.
and
That's right.
that's what you need with a fullback. To me, a fullback. I know when I played Madden, it's been a while.
That's
I would use one of my tight
blocking
ends,
a
like
receiver.
not even. I'd use my like the third string tight end as a fullback and also a tight end. You know, you got to be able to block as a tight end and you got to be able to block as a fullback. And if you could catch as a
That's even
fullback,
plus.
yeah, you're an asset. So that was one thing I liked about Reggie. You know, coming out of college, we talked about it. He could catch and he plays fullback. It's just perfect. I'm glad to hear they slide him over there. Makes a lot of sense. But anyway, with the extended practice squad or whatever, this guy might make the team. But you know, who knows? We'll see. They also brought in this guy, Caleb Benenoch, old lineman who spent last season on the Patriots practice squad. He began his career in 2016 as the Patriots as a fifth round pick by the Bucks. He started at right guard in 2018 and then was released in 2019. He also spent time with the Panthers, Cowboys, and Lions in 2019. He has appeared in 35 career games and he has started 22. So again, I don't know if they brought him on because Ike is on the COVID list, and I believe Cody Ford also, or Deion
Yeah, I mean,
Dawkins.
all the five up front haven't been able to play together at all in practice. You know,
Yes.
Ike is still. I guess he's been sidelined. He's back from COVID this week, so but he's been on the
So is
sideline.
this?
So yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So, but man,
so this is a move. At least this guy he played 22
hmm
games, so
he
I mean
started.
he's got some time. Yeah,
He started.
I,
So
he got cut the next year, so I don't know what that means, but it's a depth move, and hey, we'll see what happens, especially with a lot. I mean, the Bills are got a lot of depth, so we'll see. Hopefully, our starting five could get all in shape and get there and start practicing together. And we need Cody Ford. Who knows if he's going to end up trying to get his spot back? But who knows? He's going to have to. He's going to put in that work. Yep. Now, here's some of the stuff you kind of hinted at. I saw this. I got kind of angry. I was like, what the hell is going on? But let's throw this up. Bam. The stadium. I don't know. You most likely saw it. That the first report was that the Bills want a new stadium and they want it completely funded by taxpayer money. When I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
1.6 billion.
1.6 billion in taxpayer money when you, as a franchise, have a pretty penny. Makes no sense to me whatsoever to try to get, town to fund the whole stadium bill. Not only are you still going to make the majority of the revenue, listen, I understand it creates jobs for the town, but you're going to cripple them with the taxes to build this thing. To me, it's not fair. But anyway, moving on after that, the Pagulas, they disputed the report that the Bills wanted 1.1 or 1.7 billion dollars in public money for the new stadium. They came out and said, no, we did not say we wanted the community to front the whole bill. So you're getting two different stories now, pretty much like how it happens anywhere or whatever. Now, they said it was being rumored that Austin, Texas, would be a possible destination for the Buffalo Bills. And they also said there are other towns or cities that would want the Bills there, but they weren't released. Those names of those towns weren't released, but Austin was. Now, Austin also came back and said later on, we haven't heard anything about the Buffalo Bills coming here. So we might have some smoke being blown up, some woo-has. But Erie County came on and said, the county executive says, listen, a deal will get done for a new Bills stadium, but it must be fair, a fair deal for all. Boy, I don't know. But when I saw that, if it's true they wanted it, the bill run it completely, I think that's crazy. It's unfair because not only, you go out there, you pay for the stadium, then the team's going to jack up the ticket prices. They might have, I forgot what it was called. The name where you have to bid to be able to get the tickets. Like you had to pay an upfront bill, then you still had to pay the bill. I forgot what it's called. The Jets have done it. The Giants did it. Other teams have done it. So just imagine you have to pay for the stadium, and then you got to pay.
It'll be sky high prices, but
they're going to raise the prices.
Absolutely, and who do you believe? I mean, how did this come out with the media? Because the Pagulas are denying it. Austin, the city's officials of Austin said they never even heard anything about it. People are lying and saying the Pagulas threatened to take them to Austin. So who do you believe at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You just
with no credible.
Well, that's the sources. Thing. When there's smoke, there's fire. Who knows? I mean, do they want the whole bill fronted? Yeah, that'd be kind of tough. If they went 50-50, I doubt the Pagulas would want to say, we'll go 50-50. They'll probably want something like 75-25 and then place 25.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's Buffalo. I'm sorry. I haven't been there in a long time, but downtown Buffalo was kind of rough. Buffalo needed some work, not trying to disrespect Buffalo, but, they could use that money for other things. But then if the Bills were to leave, how many jobs do they lose? Yeah. So that's where some of these teams have a slight upper hand. It's like, okay, we could leave, but.
Now, let me ask you a question. Hypothetically, if the Bills were to leave the Austins, will you still be a diehard Bills fan?
I was thinking about that. I was like, man, it'd be kind of tough because it's still our team, but it's not in Buffalo. You know, we're
what
the
would they call
Austin.
it? The Austin Bills?
I guess they were Buffalo out in Texas or whatever, or out there.
Listen, man, I don't know. I was thinking about it too. I hate every other team, man. I've just been such a loyal Buffalo Bills fan that it would hurt a lot, but I can't see myself liking any other team. I followed this team from the early '90s. You
Yeah.
know, we know the team from the inside out. You know the history, and for me to start jumping on another team's bandwagon, I can't see myself. I might have to ride it out with them, man, and just be like, hey, like the Houston Oilers did. You know what I mean?
But what if they became the Austin Juggernauts?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's rough. That's rough. I
they
definitely,
got they
I'll
got
put
rid
it
of
to
the
you
whole
this way.
logo completely.
I'll put it to you this way. I definitely won't be a fan of anybody in the AFC East. That's for sure. So
No.
that's that's a given.
My thing, listen, dude, I always rooted for players. You know, if I had to pick another squad, I've always said it would have been the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm going back to the creamsicle days. I like the old Buccaneer on the helmet,
Yeah,
with Steve Weish as their head coach, Trent Dilford when he was their quarterback, or even Vinny Testaverde or Steve Young when he was over there. I've liked that squad. I always root for the underdog. But my main squad is the Bills. And when it comes like I would root for the Saints when Drew Brees was there. I like Drew Brees. I wanted him to go to the Bills. He didn't go. When Donovan McNabb was in Syracuse, I was a Syracuse fan also. So I wanted Donovan McNabb to get drafted by the Bills or Marvin Harrison. We didn't get neither one.
yeah,
So I don't know if they
uh,
went there and said they were the Austin Bills. Again, this is all hypothetically. Hopefully it doesn't
uh,
work out. But if they did go there and they were the Austin Mills, maybe I still love all our players, so it'd be kind of tough to be
yeah.
like, screw you guys.
I got I got like three teams that I would actually kind of. I don't even want to think about it, but the
Yeah.
only three teams I think would be, being that I live down here in Daytona, would be Jacksonville, because I
Mhm.
kind of liked them when they were a new franchise. The Carolina Panthers, which is already almost the Buffalo Bills anyway. So it'd be an easy transition. And, and the last one would be probably the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Even though they beat us in the Super Bowl and everything, but I'm from that area. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Yeah.
from from Jersey, next to Rutherford, over that area. So those are the only teams I would even remotely think about. But other than
See,
that, I don't even want to think about it, to be honest with you. It's like,
it would be tough to be like, because I'm like that guy who doesn't like the team that everybody likes. So it'd be tough
yeah,
for me to be like, well, I'm a Giant fan now.
yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah.
some of my buddies might like that, and it'd be easier for
It's
me
gonna
to
be
be a
rough
Jet or a Giant fan because they're here and I used to work
right
for
there.
these teams. I used to work for them.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
I don't think I want to.
Nah,
I
I
wouldn't
don't
root
think you
for the
look good in green. I don't think you
yeah.
look good in green.
You know who I would possibly, if I wanted to do that route, would have been the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm,
Maybe. I like Hunter Green, you know.
yeah, yeah.
But
Let's even change the conversation, because we're gonna get a
well
lot of flack. Just like you said, just like I didn't say Bruce
Bruce,
Smith wasn't the best Bills player. You gave me stuff, so now I'm gonna get on your stuff for liking the Philadelphia Eagles. There you go. See.
that's right. That's right.
So let's cut it short.
uh
It ain't happening. It's all
yeah. I
hypothetical.
I
Everybody's
will say
denying
this
it, so
though.
we're leaving it alone.
I will say this: the Pagulas, they're playing it right and saying no, that we didn't say that. Even if they did, for the other reason is that they still have the Buffalo Sabres up there, the hockey
Yes,
team.
sir. Yeah.
If
They got,
they were to take the Bills out of there, they need to move the hockey team too because the people in Buffalo would not support the Buffalo Sabres
for real.
if they got rid of that. I think they would
I
just
think.
boycott that team so
Yeah, yeah.
bad.
I think. I
So
think.
bad.
Uh, I think they're asking the 1.6 million because they're gonna have to dump a whole bunch of money in the Sabres if they're gonna be any good next year. It
It
was a
would be
rough team this
crazy.
year. It was like,
Yeah, they have talent too, which is sad. I don't know what's going on
yeah,
with that team. but
Uh-huh.
they would have to worry about the hockey team as well if they were to lose their mind and take the Bills
Man,
out of there.
it ain't
It's
happening. It ain't
crazy.
happening. They probably some words were said and somebody picked up on it,
Yeah,
in terms of the financing, but they're not going nowhere, man. How many times did they talk about moving up to Canada, Toronto, and all that crap? They ain't going nowhere. The Gulas,
yeah,
I think, they're here to stay. Especially, they're getting so much, after last year's record and the emergence of Josh Allen and how they're playing,
yeah.
and in all the primetime games we played, we won last year. We got a whole bunch of primetime games this year. I believe we have 4 or 5
Mm-hmm.
primetime games. So it's bringing money to that small market,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's going to become a benefit to them to actually, if we have a winning season this season, to where we go to the AFC Championship again, maybe to the Super Bowl. Hopefully, the hopes are high. I think
Yeah,
that'll attract a lot of commercial stuff to the Buffalo, and I think they'll keep it. They'll invest the money because now we'll be the new America's team, if you will. If we are able to get a Super Bowl or AFC Championship, I mean, you see how we're trending upward. So
yeah,
if we are able to capitalize on that, I think the next couple of years, if we do well, they might even foot the bill and get a new stadium. Who knows? We'd have yet to see, but
yeah.
it's
Well,
trending in the right way.
if that craziness happened, maybe I'd become a Raiders fan because Ralph Ralph Wilson helped keep them in the league, and they have a cool logo. It's either that or the Buccaneers, or if not, I'll get crazy and I'll join Bobby with this squad.
Oh, Pittsburgh. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
But again, hopefully that
You're
doesn't
gonna you're
happen.
gonna
Hopefully
if
they
you if
stay
that's
here
gonna
and that's
happen, you need
it.
if that's gonna happen, you need to cut it short so you can watch your Hall of Fame game in a little while.
Right. Quick, here we go. McKenzie. I don't know if you saw Isaiah McKenzie says he calls our new punter, Matt Hack, his son. Because last year
Mm,
he ended up taking Matt Hack's punt
under his wing.
to the house. He ended up scoring on it. So
That's
he
right.
calls him his son because he
That's
took his
right.
punt. I saw that. I was laughing. That was a little disrespectful, but it's all in good fun. These guys like to bust each other's chops, and
Absolutely.
Mackenzie's putting in work. So I thought that was pretty funny. Uh, like you said, there were some injuries in camp. Emmanuel Sanders, his foot, he kind of twisted his ankle. He didn't get back into practice, so hopefully it's not that serious. Hopefully he didn't
Well, he was
sprain
he
it.
was back on the sideline, and man, he's been in the 12 seasons, so it's
Yeah.
precautionary, So it's a good thing when they come back to the sideline rather than go and stay in the locker room. So that's a
Yeah,
plus.
it is. Offensive lineman for his limp, his calf, who's missed several practices
Yeah, I
already.
haven't heard anything about him. Yeah.
Yeah, the team hasn't said anything, but he hasn't been practicing, so that's not a good sign.
Hmm.
But again, luckily, Bills had a lot of depth, but it doesn't help him to make the squad.
Yep. Absolutely.
Running back Christian Wade, his
Shoulder.
shoulders banged up.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he isn't looking good. I mean, honestly, I root for this guy, but it's like a long shot. I mean, I know he wants to make it onto the squad,
Yeah.
but man, it's a long shot with Antonio Williams. Maybe the practice squad. I don't know. I like him, but
I really
man,
do like him too, man. It's a shame, but we got talent. We got
yeah.
Etienne. We got a lot of talent, man. A lot of speed.
Hmm.
Um,
I think
you
the
know,
way for him to make it, if he was to make it, would be maybe try to switch over to fullback.
who
But
Christian
again,
Wade? He's too small, man.
he's small, but if he could thump, if he
He just
becomes a
got his shoulder
thumper,
hurt, and he just got his shoulders hurt with just pads and shorts. So, I mean, damn.
so
See, you gonna make me say shit I'm not supposed to say with this 8% platinum seltzer.
you see that was wrong
You
with
want
this
you want him
guy.
at you want him at fullback, but he's just in shorts and pads and got his shoulder hurt. So I
I
mean,
want the poor guy to get some playing time. I'd like to see him. He'll get some time probably in the preseason games. We'll get to see him, but I don't know if
yeah,
he'll
yeah,
make the squad. Hopefully, they don't keep him on that European list where he can't play ever. Hopefully, they
yeah.
cut him, and then you could bring him in and put him on the practice squad, and then maybe someday, God forbid, all our guys get hurt, he gets playing time.
Yeah, for
Another
sure.
issue the Bills are going to have. Like we said, the depth is crazy, but this guy is getting praises out there.
Jake
Jake,
Camaro, man. Yeah,
he's
man.
getting praises. They're saying he's looking really great.
Yeah,
Now, I
man.
would tell you this: if this guy gets cut, Green Bay's picking him up in a heartbeat to
Oh
make
yeah.
sure Aaron Rodgers is happy
Stays there.
because,
Yep.
yeah, he brought up his name
He
again in
praises
his
him.
meeting. Yep,
Yep.
saying he's one of the better guys. I don't know if you watched part of his like little his press conference. He brought up Poyer when they let him go. I mean, was it Poyer or Micah Hyde? Who came from over there? I think it was Poyer came from Pittsburgh, right? Not Pittsburgh, Green Bay. So
Yeah, he likes him a lot.
yeah, they were upset that they didn't resign him either, and and he brought up Jake, and Jake is looking like they're saying an all-star in practice. I know
It
it's
just sucks
practice,
because
but
he's right behind Isaiah McKenzie in terms of the depth chart at fifth. I'm number 5. So man, it's tight, bro. It's tight.
five's
And
five's not bad because the Bills will probably keep 5 or 6 wide receivers
yeah,
usually.
if that's the case, they'll keep him. But that's
So
the
that
guy that looks like Jesus, right? That's the
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. But then what happens
Yeah,
to Hodgins? Hodgins doesn't
I
get
don't
in
know, man.
because what you're
I
looking
don't
at
know.
Beasley, Diggs, Emmanuel, Davis. So now this is where you start looking. It's like, okay, is it McKenzie? Is it Jake?
Davis,
Uh,
Gabriel Davis.
Hodgins? No, I said Davis in there.
Oh, did you?
If you keep
Okay.
Hodgins, that's 7 wide receivers. You know,
McKenzie. Oof.
McKenzie's in there. I put McKenzie,
Yeah, Hodges, man.
and they're
But
saying he's looking. Yeah,
Kumar
but
Kumar's
Hodgins is
he's looking
looking
good
great
too.
too, though.
I know, man.
So this is the problem they're going to have, especially at wide receiver. I think whoever they end up letting go is going to get plucked.
Oh, quick with the quickness.
Yeah,
Who do you think will get plucked out of all this? You think it might be Beasley with all the COVID stuff and all the situation going on? You think they might get
they're
plucked?
saying Beasley's looking like his amazing self in practice. Him and Allen.
They
How
gel.
would you how would you cut him
I
when
wouldn't.
he's so good?
He knows, and the thing is, he already has that chemistry with Allen to
He
where
does
when they
what he
find those
wants.
soft, he does what he wants in those soft
Yeah,
spots in those zones. He finds the spot, man. That's
yeah.
that's
How
you
many of
can't
those
find
crucial
a lot of slot receivers to do that.
how many of those crucial third downs last year was Beasley looking for his own little spot, and he finds it. The guy is a beast. It would
He
be
is, man.
insane. You would have to trade him. And I
The dude
wouldn't
was playing with a broken leg, man.
I know. So to me, it would be insane to cut him. You can't cut him. I don't think so.
Nah,
He only
nah.
has 1 year left, I think, on his contract.
I think out of the whole crew, I think Hodgins would be the one to be gone because
They'll try to
Kumar's balling, man.
they'll try to keep him on the practice squad. My thing is, I don't know
Yeah,
if he
yeah,
would
yeah.
stay on the practice squad.
I don't know.
That's I wouldn't
He
want.
hasn't really be able to shine. So
Yeah,
somebody probably watching him be like, "Hey, we're gonna pick this kid up." Remember, I picked him in the draft a couple years
yeah,
ago, and he
yeah.
hasn't really. I know he's a great player, but we haven't really seen much of him. But
He was hurt last year.
practice too, though. We're talking
Yeah.
about practice. So
The good
Kumaro,
thing is he
Kumaro,
did good in practice when Emmanuel Sanders was down, I believe. So
exactly with his shoulder,
hopefully, yeah, hopefully
with his
he'll
sound
get
leg,
some.
with his leg.
Yeah, hopefully
But
he'll get some shots now.
Kumar has some experience, a lot of experience. At Green Bay, he caught a touchdown for us. I forgot who it
Yeah.
was against, right down the middle. I
Mhm.
think it was against the Rams. And he played for the Saints, I believe, at the end of the season too. The Saints picked
Yeah.
him up.
Yeah.
So I mean, and to have Rodgers gush about this dude, that's
Yeah.
coming from that NFL
Listen,
MVP. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm telling you this.
what do you think, Isaiah Hodgins or Jay Kumar? I'm going with Kumar on that one. Even though I
Mhm.
like Hodgins because I followed him in his college career and I actually picked him
Yeah.
in the draft, but Kumar to me has more experience, better hands, and like I said, Rodgers is just gushing over him. So it's a tough one, man.
I guess it comes down to we have to see also if the Bills, because they were talking like praises of Taiwan Jones, and Taiwan Jones
Hmm.
is just more of a special teamers, and they're
Yeah,
saying really they don't want just special teamers. Like you have to be able to run the ball and be a special
do
teamer.
everything. Yeah,
So let's say the Bills don't keep Taiwan Jones, then maybe McKenzie will fall under that extra special teamer because he'll be
hmm.
returning the punts. Who knows if he'll
Yeah.
return kickoffs? So
Kickoffs.
maybe that's how you would be able to keep all these guys. Keep him as a slash or a special teamer, and then you
Yeah.
keep Hodgins. I think as of right now, Kumaro knows. Kumaro's like, I'm going to shine. If I don't make this squad, I know damn well
He's going somewhere else for sure.
Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are hearing this and seeing this, and I'll be picked up by them in a heartbeat, especially now that the Green Bay Packers are trying to keep Aaron Rodgers happy for this year. So I know that's why he's putting in that work. And he wants to make the squad regardless. So good for him. Uh, yeah, I know. I saw you trying to get the last drop.
It's
Trying to
good.
get
I
every
like it.
drop.
It's a what did I say it was a 4.7? It's a 4.7, so it's good. I like it.
It's not the world's greatest beer though. Another guy making a big splash supposedly is Boogie, right?
Boogie
Boogie, that's
Basham,
what
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're saying he's looking really good in practice, and
Got
AJ
an
Epinesa was
interception, tip
looking.
ball.
Yeah, AJ they were saying is looking good too. Would have had a few sacks in practice. Boogie would have had a few sacks.
Darryl Williams says that Pinessa is ready. He's gonna
Oh
have
yeah,
a great sophomore year. Yeah, Darryl Williams says the dude is ready, man. He's ready. Remember a couple weeks ago they were fighting.
yeah.
Remember they had a
Well, that
this
was
week he
a
was
while
supposed.
back.
Yeah, a while back this week, Darryl Williams said the kid's ready. So I'm excited because that's a kid I've been watching uh, since uh, since draft, and we seen him lose weight and kind of not really gel at that position. But
Yeah,
for Darryl Williams to say that, that dude's
yeah,
nasty, man. I mean, he single handedly helped Josh Allen on that right spot against
yeah.
one of the better defensive ends in the league. For him to give AJ Epinesa the thumbs up that he's ready for his sophomore year is huge, and I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, no, that's big, and hopefully, he does. And that's another spot we've talked about it, man. There's a lot of depth.
Depth, yep.
What are you going to do there? You got AJ. I mean, AJ played
Boogie,
last year, just not as much. Boogie,
Jerry
uh,
Hughes is a little hurt.
Greg Rousseau, or Rousseau,
Russell, that
however, Rousseau. They were
that
saying
dude's
he
a
was
giant,
stepping it
man.
up too. Like he would have had a sack or two.
He's, they
So
say
all
he's
these,
fast.
yep,
He's
all
fast
these
and big,
guys,
man.
they're putting in work.
Yeah,
There's a lot
man.
of depth there you got,
I'm
and
excited. I'm excited.
even the guy from the Europe from European League that he was on the
Oh yeah, yeah,
Panthers.
yeah, yeah.
They're saying
He
he's
like
looking
off
good too.
far. He got off far. Whatever his name is.
Yeah, they're saying he's looking good. So
Yep.
that's another position like wide receivers. What are you going to do with these
I don't know.
guys?
I don't
Look
know,
at you.
man. I don't know. I don't
Look
know.
at I could tell that 8% was hitting you. Look at you. You
No, no,
over
because
here,
you
right?
put me on the spot. Like thinking about it, it's like my brain is like trying to calculate. We got so many players at depth. Like who do you got? It's like putting me on the spot. Like I don't know who we could get rid of. I love all these players in terms of the wide receivers. Now that defensive end spot is just stacked, bro. It's just
Yeah.
stacked. So who do you really want to pick out? I love AJ Epinesa, but I like these two defensive ends. I like Boogie and I like Brousseau. I mean, what do you
Mhm.
do? I know
No.
Jerry Hughes is out, with some injuries. It'll probably be his last year this year. But
Yeah,
is it time for
definitely.
him to call it quits and get these guys in there, or do you keep them in there for the veteran experience? It's just a lot of questions being asked. And being that he's being injured, these other guys are getting a lot more reps and able to
Yeah.
see what they're capable of doing. So, it ain't the 8% alcohol on this platinum seltzer. It's just inquiring minds want to know, man. I know everybody that's watching the show thinking the same thing. Like, man, who do we get rid of? I don't want to get rid of Christian Wade. We got a hell of a lot of running backs that are good, but Christian Wade, a couple years ago on his first touch, scored a touchdown. We know he got the speed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like so many questions. We are stacked, and that's not a bad thing. We're making it seem like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. So.
No, it's a good thing. Look, at Christian Wade. I'd love to see him out there, but he's a little older than all these other guys. So you're not really going to keep a roster spot for him when you can have these other younger guys. I would be surprised. But
what about Etienne? What about the Etienne, the running back, too? No, not Etienne.
You're talking about Antonio?
Royce. No, bro, the kid from Miami. What's his name?
Breda. Breda's not going
Breda,
nowhere.
Matt Breda, yeah. Yeah, he's fast, too.
It's going to be
Williams, Singletary, and
Breda. No, Williams. Moss,
that's right, Seth.
Yeah.
I forgot him, Zach Moss.
Singletary, Breda.
Look at that. That's 5 running back positions right there.
Antonio Williams, who's been putting in a lot of work, will probably be on the practice squad.
I like him a lot. He reminds me of a dad, like I like the way he falls forward. You saw him in that game against Miami. They couldn't tackle him backwards, man. Every time he fell forward, he reminded me of a beast mode, just falling forward all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just when you hit him and he just falls 1 yard forward all the time. I love running backs like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would put, like I said, I didn't think we needed Breda. I would have moved Antonio Williams up, but now you got Breda into the mix, and that guy's a beast.
Yeah, but he's fast, bro.
He's a monster too. They're all.
I was excited to pick him up.
I'm sorry, but if I was to make a cut, it would have been Taiwan Jones. You know, and then you gotta, unless you keep Taiwan, I don't know if he's going to be practice squad eligible. That's the toughness. Again, Christian Wade, as long as he clears waivers, you could sign him out to the practice squad. Now, for the defensive end and wide receivers, those guys can be put on the practice squad, like say Hodgins. If these rookies don't make it, they could go on there, and you could protect. I don't know how many players, but you could protect, say, 3 or 4 players on the practice squad where nobody could pluck them. Because if you put these defensive ends on the practice squad, somebody's going to
get them. Yeah, for sure.
And even like Hodgins, I would be surprised if nobody plucked him, because there's a few teams out there that need wide receivers. So who knows? Like, you know, I would pluck him if I was a GM. I'm like, all right, you're going to throw him out there?
He's
I can get him for nothing?
He's good.
Yeah. You know, the guys.
I remember we got trade deadlines and all that stuff coming. There's gonna be some trades and stuff coming up. Yeah. So,
but you would have to you want to hope you could trade them before, you know. But a lot of people know they're gonna be like, hey, let's see who they cut. If they cut them, then we just got.
I was excited. I thought we were gonna get Zach Ertz. I thought that would have really solidified our offense. I thought it would have been a move to where the offense would have been literally unstoppable with all the positions, including Zach Ertz. He's a beast. But, you know, like I said last week, he showed up for practice at Philly. So I guess that's out of the question for right now, unless some trade stuff comes up. I don't know. How does that work?
Maybe for right now. By the way, this what's his name? Justin had put a picture of the Jets coach on one of our things. Guy's silly boy. Our buddy Justin, who's been on the show.
Yes, sir. We got to get him on.
Yeah, we'll have him on. I mean, it's just crazy. We got a lot of depth. There's a lot of depth on this squad, and there's a lot of good players, especially players I like or whatever. And then we're going to be like, oh, man, because you got the offensive line. There's a lot of good depth there. You got depth at wide receiver. You have depth at the DNs. It's like linebacker.
I think the only weakness right now in terms of practice, I think we got to see how Levi Wallace does on defense. I haven't heard anything bad. I haven't heard anything good. I think we need to solidify another backup for a cornerback. And I can't wait to see how Starr. You know, I've been talking about him for 2 years now. I keep saying it for 2 years. If we could get Starr to step up as the defensive tackle that we know he could be and stop that run, be that run stuffer, I think we're going to be a hell of a team this year. I think the AFC championship would be within our grasp. So we'll see. We'll see. We got I know that we got to wrap up the show, but we got a couple of preseason games coming up. Tonight's a Hall of Fame game, so at least we'll get some football from here on out. We get to see football every week until February again, so that's a good thing. Football's back.
When's the Bills preseason game? The first one?
I think the Detroit Lions, I believe, the 18th.
No, the 18th.
No. Yeah, I think it's. I'll look it up. But keep going. I'll look it up real quick.
They're talking about Star because that's another spot. You got Phillips. You got Star.
The 13th is the Lions. I'm sorry. The 13th is the Lions. On the 21st is the Bears, and the Packers. August 20th next weekend is the Bills Lions. The following weekend is Bills Bears, and then the following weekend, the 28th, will be Bills Packers. So football's back, baby.
We get to play the Pack. That's good.
Yeah. Hopefully Kumaro's on this side. Oh,
he's not going nowhere unless they trade for him because he's not going there. You have to wait till after that last game, I think. So then that's the good thing because in the past, you used to have to cut every week in preseason. There was a cut: 10 players, 9 players, or 6 players. You had to get down to 53.
The toughest things we're gonna have to do before the season starts is the final 53-man roster. So that's gonna be a show you guys gotta want to keep tuning in for because me and Will always do the final 53-man roster, and it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one to call. So I'm gonna be watching the next practices, the next 3 preseason games.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to make a better assessment who makes that final cut. Is it going to be Kumaro? Is it going to be Hodgins? Is it going to be Jerry Hughes being cut? Wait, these questions will be answered after August 28th.
Yeah, that's funny. And then what stinks too is, usually once that everybody makes their cuts, the Bills still go pluck up people they want, and anybody else who's still there, they could get dropped again. Because they did make a few moves last year like that, which I don't think any of them really stuck around. Maybe
there weren't really a lot of major. Brandon Beane, I was more waiting for him to do something more drastic and never did it. Remember when nothing ever really happened? We were like waiting. Okay, this is the week he's gonna do something really crazy. Even in the draft, this is what he's gonna do. And he never really went for that big home run guy. Never went for that big high-price free agent. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out.
It's the one thing I like about these guys. They try to do their homegrown. You earn your spot. Why we're not going to let you go.
I like that.
You can prove to us that you could play, and they try to keep everybody who's playing well here. So I mean that's what's good. They brought up the whole Allen thing again, and they said they're going to start looking at his contract again, probably by the second preseason game or something they were saying. So they know they're going to get a job. A deal done. Is just
what's your prediction?
How much that deal is going to be.
What's your prediction on the amount of money? What you think?
I forgot how much is this kid making, Mahomes?
I don't know. $43 million, I think it is. No. That's per year.
I think Allen will be behind Mahomes. I think he'll be behind Mahomes.
I think he might be ahead of Mahomes.
I think the Bills won't put him ahead of Mahomes for the simple fact that he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Now, if they waited to the end of this year, and let's say the Bills won, then he'll be ahead of Mahomes. But I think, right now they could say, listen, you haven't won the Super Bowl. You didn't win MVP.
Or it'll be a big contract with a lot of incentives.
Oh, it's going to be a big contract regardless. He's going to be in the top. He'll be top 5 paid quarterback.
I mean, look at these rookies signing 30, 31, 32 million that haven't even played it down yet.
Fully guaranteed, which is crazy.
Yes,
They'll get paid real quick. They were saying also Dawson Knox has not been on fire in camp.
I guess easy passes.
I guess none of these tight ends have really stepped up. So nobody's really talking about the tight ends, which kind of stinks because that's a position. If you want it, you should be going out and getting it.
That's what I wanted Zach Ertz for. That's what I said. If we had Zach Ertz, it still ain't over yet. Well, let's see what happens. Wrap it up, bro.
Wrap it up. Boom. As always, you can follow us here, Viva Los Bills, on Twitter, Join our Facebook group, Viva Los Bills. Join our freaking YouTube page, Viva Los Bills.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Follow us on Zingo, like you're watching us there. Blackjack TV. We're all over the place. Just follow us. Next time, leave your comments every Thursday, 7:30. That's where you find us. So, Buffalo Will signing off. My man Vinny. Vinny, ciao. You don't have no more beer. For the world's greatest beer, I am saying adios. It's not the world's greatest beer, by the way.
Salute.
Ciao. Salute.